Hello my friends and welcome back. I'm Chisco Gaming, and in today's video, sponsored by the makers of Whiteout Survival, I have 3,714 common wild marks to spend. So we're going to do that. Now look, it is prep phase, which is why I'm doing this. Technically, I shouldn't do this today because it's stage 3, and I should just keep rallying beasts. I should just keep doing that. I already have been rallying a lot of beasts, and the thing is that, like, I just want to launch a video today, so I'm doing it today. The better day to do it, though, is technically day 5, because you can get so many points from beasts anyways, but you can see there's the day 5 point gain. We're doing it today on phase 3, and I use my common wild marks, I get some points. All right. Also, I can increase my pet advancement. I'll probably do some of that too while we're at it. Now, if you're subscribed to the channel, you know that I went and I debunked a popular theory about how to go and use your common wild marks, okay? The two theories that I had seen were go about random assignment, just accepting whatever the higher roll is. In other words, I just hit retry, and actually what I want to do is, like, I want to hit auto. Why? I think I have to hit auto, I have to actually get to a point where I can replace, I think, and then maybe I can hit auto. But anyways, I just keep running until I get a positive number. Oh, yeah, no, replace. Okay, now I can hit auto, right? So you just run auto. This is one of the strategies, all right? And I personally am a fan of this strategy. And the other major strategy was very different, okay? The other major strategy was to do something like this, focusing one stat at a time. So I actually, with my own wild marks, with my own pets, went and ran the test, and I got wrecked to bring you the information that focusing specific stats was way worse. Okay, way worse, as it turns out. Now, maybe at the top end, when they're going to orange, there's some stuff you can do and you can get some value. I would believe it. But I couldn't find that going to purple, okay? It was through blue to purple. I ran the test, and it was for sure a many stat lower result. Now, I made that video in the past, so we don't need to go over that now. I'll have a link to that in the end screen if you want to go check it out. But it is my understanding that you can get stats faster, at least more stats per wild mark, at the lower tiers of rarity of your stats. So going to green to blue, it's going to take me less common wild marks than blue to purple. So what I should do at this moment in time, going through my pets, is I'm going to work on my legendary pets. And I think my first project is to go from green to blue over here. My next project, okay, I'm just going to finish this off real quick. I'm just going to do it. We just do this real quick. We take this guy up to blue. So anything that's not blue, I'm going to take to blue. And then I'm just going to start taking blues to purples. And that's the game plan. And there we go. Okay. And at some point, this will use up my wild marks. And this guy, this is the last guy I will work on because of how messed up his situation is now. I have really cooked myself, I think, for advancing my snow ape. There may be a strategy to recover from that, but yeah, I don't know. In terms of where my other pets are at, these guys are blue. Maybe I should take lower pets from blue to purple. That honestly, I would believe that is not a bad play. We could definitely get a look at that over the course of this vid and mess around and kind of see. All these guys are blue. Obviously, the amount of stats they have here is much lower. Okay, that is very significant. But the amount of wild marks I'm going to have to use to get a successful result is also way lower, I believe, on a pet like this. That is a lower tier of pet in general, right? So like every couple pulls here, I'm getting something green, maybe. Yeah, right? Whereas when I go from blue to purple, you're going to see it is a lot more wild marks, I think, on a legendary or orange quality pet. But we can go and run that, and you can make your observations, gather your own data and inferences. Technically, I probably should record a bunch of data here, but We're just going to turn that off for now. We're going to go to my first project, which is this guy over here. I want to go from green to blue. Now, I stopped as soon as I hit green everything over here, okay? So we are at 3,631 common wild marks. Let's smash auto 6,331. I honestly just like need to write this down. Let's see here. We'll write it down. 6,000 or 3,631. See, that's why I got to write it down. All right. So we start on the auto plan and we let this run. And I'm getting my prep points, baby. We are prepping. Now, in fairness, if I was being really slick, when I edit this video, what I would do is I would like constantly edit out brief breaks when I run lots of rallies on beasts, but whatever. We're winning our prep. We're winning by a pretty comfortable margin. It's possible we could lose it in training, so I'm a little anxious about that, but we're ahead by over 1 billion points, so I'm feeling pretty decent about kind of where we're at here. Now, when I have taken all of these up to blue, that means that for each of these stat lines, I'll have gained like 7% of stats, which is pretty decent. Okay, that's a decent amount of stats. Obviously, you know, your infantry health matters the most. Obviously, your lancer lethality and marksman lethality matter next. So, like, some of these stats, it's like, yeah, they're stats. They don't do that much for me. So I definitely get that sentiment. But we'll see. My suspicion is, what? This will run me, like, 500 common wild marks. The other thing I've been thinking about is I have not used a single one of the advanced wild marks ever. Literally ever. And I want to get a pet to a point where I can actually use them, because I'm just like sitting on them. They're just rotting in my inventory. They could have given me stats, and instead they're giving me nothing. And I could just use them, but my understanding is that like once I get a pet to like, I guess, is it on their way to orange? Is it when at some point I need to start using these dang things, and I don't exactly know when that is. But you let me know down below in the comments. I will potentially just go pin the most helpful comment here for when I should use these. And it's funny, I've like never taken a pet up to orange, so I like don't actually know what happens, but lots of people obviously have, and I should just ask. But I only realize my knowledge deficiency as I'm recording this video, and it doesn't even really matter for me because I'm not there, so it's like whatever. We know that it takes less materials, wild marks, to get advancement at lower rarities. So yeah, I just have been upgrading the lower rarity to higher rarity of skill, color of skill, and that's kind of where I'm at. Now, this is probably going to take a long time, so I think what I will do actually is go ahead, cut the video, and come back with a grand total of wild marks spent, just with this method to get to blue on everything. All right, so here we are kind of closing in on it now. And it is kind of funny, like, we look at this number, that's going to end up running me north of probably 600 common wild marks to go from green to blue for whatever it's worth. Now, ooh, that was a good one. Once we complete this, which we are very close to doing, then we go in and I think I just want to finish off one of the pets that I have that's like very close to being purple. I feel like that will be a reasonable thing to do. I don't know if it's like the best odds, but I kind of just want to polish it off. And then we got to take more pets from blue to purple. I think that's the game plan. So we're almost there. I got to actually have my hand on this. We're almost there. Ooh. Almost. Oh my gosh. You can see how much slower it gets. There we go. Stop. Okay. So that ran us 601. Actually easy to do that math. Okay, cool. 601. We gained our stats. Total W. This guy also is just tipped over. This guy is cooked forever. I don't know when I'll fix that problem. This guy is someone that I've been working on for a while. I feel like I don't get any data from doing this because I've just been like letting it run random, which is kind of unfortunate. So there's a part of me that wants to finish it, and there's a part of me that wants to go from start to finish and be like, look how many wild marks it was. So maybe that's what I should do. Maybe that's the play, to take like one of these like purple pets as an example and run this guy up to purple stats. I don't know. Maybe this one. Yeah, this guy like just flipped to blue. Let's see what it takes on this guy to go from blue to purple. And then I'll do another one full from blue to purple. And let's see what it runs me. So we're at 30, 30. That's easy enough to remember. I'm still going to write it down. Let's just hit auto. And let's see what happens. Here we go. All right, I did 100 of these. So I've committed 100 to this pet, and I feel like my rate of going green is like actually not meaningfully or noticeably different from when I do a more rare pet. So I think the game plan is to actually say, okay, I committed 100 to this elk over here. We'll remember that. We'll put a pin in it, but I'm actually not convinced that's the way to go now that I've done that. I mean, gosh, I could like go do one of these pets where it should be like really, really, really easy, right? Like I should be going green constantly on this guy. I think the higher rarity pets is probably the way to run it. Now I'm like really tempted to just kind of run this and see just a little bit. I know the numbers are smaller, but is the acceptance rate higher? Maybe. Yeah. I think it is green a lot more frequently. I think it is. Wait. Hold up. Oh, wait. Whoa. Replace. I don't know. I could run 100 on this thing. Let's get a sense. I think the play, though, is to just forget the early pets and do the more rare pets. Oh. I think, yeah, I am inclined to believe that the more rare pets just generally are a better use of these. And that kind of makes sense that like as they release things further in, they're like more advantageous to commit to. I actually think that's kind of logical too. So I think my stance on this one after I commit 100 of these bad boys, it would be pretty smart if I'd actually gone in and like really tracked some of the stat differences. I suppose if somebody wants to look back at the vid, I'm not going to do that. I'll just tell you now. But if somebody wanted to look back and be like, okay, you spent 100 here and you got this many stats, and you spent 100 here and you got this many, that's the thing somebody could do. But I think I've seen enough to just be like, all right, I'm just going to do the orange pets. So we're going to take 28, 30 of these stones. I'm going to hit auto, and then everything here is going to be purple. I'll be back. Okay, so now I have one stat that's the Lancer lethality. Look at how many wild marks this took. I don't even know if I'm going to make it. But theoretically, if I do this manually, I can probably find situations where I don't prioritize the Lancer lethality. It can only go so low. And like, maybe there's a way to make this work slightly more efficiently. I don't know. I feel like it's just going to take a lot of mental effort to do that, which I'm not excited about. But like, losing 0.24 marksman lethality kind of sucks here. I think this is still a net positive, even with the Lancer lethality going up. So I'm going to take it. But basically what I'm suggesting is like, I can make Lancer lethality, like this is perfect, just like unimportant, and use the fact that it has a lower bound to like prioritize the other stuff, maybe. And the more things I have at that purple tier, like the more I probably can do that. That's my theory on this one. So maybe I should try this manually. See, like this one, I go up 0.16 on Lancer lethality, but I'm dropping on the ones I'm trying to get to the finish line, which is not where I want to be. So do I just take this, even though I'm like net losing on the other ones, or do I reject this? I think what I would do is, weirdly, I think I would reject this. I'm a little torn. I'm trying to use the fact that there's a lower bound for what Lancer lethality can go to try to manipulate the situation in my favor, right? Because I don't, like, it just can't go lower than what it is, so who cares? And then the more things where that's the case, like, the better. Like, okay, it dropped 0.2, but you know what I mean? Let's see. Okay, this is a win. And then this is a win. This is just a win. I think it would go down, except it's not. I think what's happening here is it would go negative, but it just literally can't anymore. Don't accept that. I don't know. Somebody leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts. Here, yeah, sure. It's +0. It's kind of whatever. All right. Ooh. I am going to be here for so long doing this. This is actually going to be crazy. Okay. On this one, I'm gaining 0.7 of lethality that I'm just going to lose later. Like, it's not... that I need to gain on the other spots. Do I kind of go even on the other spots, but I'm losing on one that I care about the most. I guess this is fine. I don't know. This might be an example of one that's not so good. 0.13, 0.06. Yeah, I think we just run that. I don't know. Sus strategy here. That's definitely a keeper. This one is for sure a keeper. That's nice. Ooh, big win there. Okay. Ooh, now we're just kind of winning. Okay. I'm gonna keep doing this for a minute and get to the point where 2 of them are purple, because this is gonna be a lot more than a minute, and I'm gonna be right back. Okay, now 2 of them are purple. Using this approach I'm using, I can prio the infantry, lancer, and marksman. Okay, infantry health, lancer health, and then marksman stats. Maybe. Maybe this is working. I don't know. And then I keep going. Guess we'll see. This is a no-go for sure. Oh. Ooh. Ooh. Anyways, I'm going to keep pushing the buttons. We're going to keep track of my total. And we'll see how we do here. Okay, now I have 3 that I'm just deprioritizing. I don't know if this actually makes it go faster or not. This could just be a blunder. Or it could be helping. I don't know. But this, that's just fine. Okay. I mean, you kind of get the idea here. Like, I'm losing power, but am I net gaining on the blue ones? The answer is yes. So I actually would accept this? That's kind of the idea. Replace. My total stats decrease, but like the goal is to just flip over so that I stop getting negative. I don't know. Yeah, I think you know what I mean. Oh, this that. Okay, that's just terrible. Let's see here. No. Okay, this one is fine. Good. And then this one is good. That's just power gain. This one. That's bad. Ooh. Okay, good. Anyways, I'm going to keep after it. You get the idea? See, like, this is an example of one that I think I could accept that otherwise I would have rejected, right? Where it's like, yeah, I'm losing on the purple ones, but the blue one is getting closer to the next mark, which is a win. I think that's the play. Maybe. This is another one where I would like actually accept this because I think this is going to get me to the next tier faster. Maybe. Who knows? Who knows, cheesy. This is a weird one. But see, I'm like up by 0.13. Okay, this is actually just a good one. Okay. Ooh. Yes. W. And then no. No. Oh, okay. Sure, we just accept that. All right. And what do we have here? Nope. All right. I'll be back. All right, now we have 4 purple. We just get these last 2 over the line. That should be pretty achievable, right? So this would be one that I could accept. Because I'm just looking at the blue. All I'm doing is looking at the blue lines to see, like, how's that work out for me? W. This is a win. Either way. Is this a win? Wait. Yeah. I'm gaining 0.03 and losing 0.02. Okay, and then here, no. This is wacky. Oh, gaining 0.1. Losing 0.09. Sure. That's the comparison I'm making. I'm showing these so you can see I mean, this doesn't really do anything. I don't know. I'm at a point. There's so much thinking involved. See, like, this doesn't help me. It's technically more stats, and I'm like, maybe I should just switch to the higher tier of wild marks and be like, I just want more stats now. Retry. Oh, this is a good example. This is one where it's like, yeah, it's negative, but it's getting me to the next tier. I don't know. Oh, that's just upside. That's just huge upside. This one is huge upside. This is still upside. Okay. This is technically getting me closer to the next tier, so I could just slam it. I think probably the better play is to just start using the higher tier of wild marks sooner. That's my suspicion in doing this silly exercise. What about this? Nope, that's worse. That's I don't like it. But it's this. There we go. I can accept that one for wait. This also ends up being kind of worse. Maybe I should. This whole thing of trying to min-max, I don't know. I think I should have just hit random all the way through. This is something I would not accept under the new rules. This mid-approach change-up I'm doing. This is one that I would take. I gotta tear up. Do we get there? Ooh, no. No. This one I would take. And this one, that sucks, but I would take it. This one is a no-go. This is a, oof. It's a bummer, but we take it. Now, theoretically, the only thing I would accept is like marksman health. And if it's marksman health green anywhere, like we just slam. Oh, that's huge. Huge. Ooh, see, like, I'm ready to just start taking stats for the next tier. I feel like at this point, the better play, rather than to try to use wild marks the way that I am, rather than to just only be happy with marksman health, I think I conclude this experiment and probably just say it's time to go and just use the higher tier of stone. But for the sake of the goddamn experiment, I'm just going to reject it. This is really cringe. See, yeah, I'm already just missing out on too many stack gain opportunities. Once you reach this point, it's like, bro, like there's too much stack gain you're losing by doing what I was doing. Like, I'm actually getting a shocking amount of purple stats. People told me I wasn't going to be able to really get any productive purple stack gain at this point. But am I? I don't know. See, like, this is one where it's like, under those old rules, if I'm trying to min-maxi this thing and I just want to get... No, it's not good enough. Yeah, I think as you get... I think the play is to just start using the higher stones as you get closer. Right? Because this is just... Who knows how long this is going to take me to get to the finish line. I guess I'm getting pretty close. I am getting surprisingly close. But the common guidance seems to be that common wild marks stop working at this purple point. See, like this, if I really want to push toward the finish line, I don't know. That's probably not a good trade. Ooh, 0.05. Ooh. We're almost there. Gosh darn it. Oh my gosh. No, this vid took forever to record too. Holy smokes. Ooh, closer. We're getting to the finish line. This is happening. Oh, we're almost there. Wait, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Maybe. Maybe. Ooh. Do I just do this? I shouldn't. I'm finishing. Okay. There. All right. Where am I at with this? That ran me over 2,000 common wild marks to go from blue to purple. Dang. That was crazy. Okay. I think given that I've been recording for like literally over an hour, this is where I pause for now. But my takeaway, I think, my hunch, is that maybe you can keep using the common wild marks and just keep going random all the way to the purple tier. What I did there is once one flipped over purple, I said, okay, well, there's a floor for how low it can go, but just keep it by that floor and accept anything that's stats other places. I can net more stats in total or accept more as positive outcomes and get to the finish line faster. That's a debatable strategy, but I think that's definitely better than tunnel visioning one stat from start to finish. That was bad. You let me know down below in the comments. Did I somehow blunder again? Was this the right use of my 2,000 stones? I call the vid here, and I'll probably make another vid doing more wild marks later in the week. And it's probably going to be about the orange marks. Do I start using the orange marks now on this guy? Is that the game plan? Leave a comment. Let me know. I need your thoughts. I'm stumbling my way through this, but the community probably already knew the answer. But every now and then the community's got opinions and you test and you've realized reality's a little different. And if you want videos that are like that, I'll have cards in the end screen. Until next time, you have fun smashing your enemies. Take care, everybody.